What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of playing a team turn around quickly? That you played them about a week and a half ago. What's some of the advantages and disadvantages of that?
I don't really know if there are any either way, to be honest with you. This late in the year, every game holds so much meaning that I don't think you're going to lose focus just because we beat them a few weeks ago. But we've played enough games in between that we'll have to refresh our guys on East Carolina, what they're good at, what their strengths and weaknesses are. But I think it hasn't been that quick. So I don't think it'll be too much of a factor either way.
Does the fact that it's been brought up by some of us that you lost down there last year, it's obviously it's a full year ago, but is there any, I'm not say factor, but it's a memory certainly that you might bring up?
Well, I wasn't there, so it's
Right.
not for me. I don't think the last time we played 2 weeks ago, if it was 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I don't think that has anything to do with Saturday's game. So I'm not a believer in those types of things, and that's not something that I'll talk to the team about at all. I won't bring it up one time. I think if you have to use something like that to motivate yourself at this time of year in the situation we're in, we got real problems. And if we'd have won down there last year, I think you still have to be mature enough to know that they're capable of beating you. Every team that steps out there in your conference is capable of beating you. If you look at conference basketball in the top 7 or 8 conferences in the country, the average margin of victory is 6 points in conference games. So it shouldn't matter. I mean, I won't use it as motivation. Maybe the players will. You'll ask them. I'm sure they remember it. But I would hope that even if we'd have won, that we'd go in there thinking, we got to play well, or you're going to be in trouble. Because the next game we'll play Houston, and we won there last year. So I mean that has no bearing on this year's game. That's just the way I look at it.
Troy's put up some pretty good numbers the last 5 or 6 games. Have you seen him make just a jump in his progress recently? Anything different with him?
No, he's got to shoot a higher percentage. His leadership's been great all year. He's played the majority of minutes. Probably here Gary would lead us in minutes played. I don't know. You'd have to let me check the stat sheet. But we ask him to do a lot as far as the handling the ball and scoring for us. I think that's been a lot to ask of him, and it's been an adjustment for him. But I'd like to see him shoot a higher percentage, and I think the only way for him to do that is to attack the basket more. I think he's lived behind the line too much.
He hasn't gotten the kind of rest that you thought he would get, that you thought Justin Jenifer would be able to spell him. So he's really had to grind it out and play a lot of minutes, like you said. But he's handled that pretty well, I guess, right?
It's probably hurt his shooting percentage, to be fair about that. But I also think, from watching the film and trying to help evaluate him and help him raise his shooting percentage, I think he's living way too much behind the three-point line. That said, I don't want to know where we'd be without him. He's out there every day for you. And, he hasn't missed a practice or a game all year. So, those are the kind of guys that are the foundation of your program. He's become a guy that you can count on every day. So you just keep working with him, and hopefully by the time he's done here, he'll be one of the best players in the country at his position. That's your hope. As your coach, that you can help him get there, because I know that's what he wants to do. But it's all a process. And we ask him to do a lot. So I'm just trying to help him shoot a higher percentage. So he's got to get himself some more free throws, some more points around the rim, some easier shots. I think he's just lived outside the line a little too much.
On the flip side of that, Farad seems to be struggling with his shot a little bit. Is that just a normal thing that shooters go through?
No, I think that happens to probably anybody that shoots behind the line. That's predominantly all, Farad's bulk of his points. 80% of his shots are behind the line, so it's going to happen. But Farad's Farad and Shaq are both questionable for Saturday.
What's wrong with Farad?
Farad left the UConn game with an injured, with a sprained knee, and Shaq has a groin. So they're both questionable.
How does that change for you, the lineup with the big shift and doing what you have to do to preserving minutes for others?
We still got guys on scholarship, so let's get ready to win. We don't talk about injuries, and we won't use it as any reason not to play well. We expect to go down there Saturday and play great and have tremendous energy and do what we got to do to win the game. Just move guys around. Justin Jennifer's on scholarship for a reason. If he'll be ready to play. I got great confidence in him. Got enough?